Yeah, it's that time again. Time for another Bookward Bound, my 301-day journey from I should really do this to done. And that done, the creation of a brand new book, which you've already seen the cover of, Nonfiction Brand, Discover, Craft, and Communicate the Completely True, Completely You brand you already are. And that's what I'm doing every night, coming down here to do a live stream to advance the book forward in one way or another, as I have been since Friday, March 5th of 2020. Yeah, that was 211 days ago. Can you believe it? I can't. But I've done consecutive live streams for 211 days minus 2, because technically I was sick for 2 days with Lyme disease, of all damn things. Well, don't worry about it. It's all taken care of. It's all gone, all that stuff. But I wasn't able to come down here and work on the book those 2 nights because I was really, really sick. But I'm not sick now. Instead, I'm getting a little nervous. And I'll tell you why, because it's day 211 and I've only got 90 days left to finish this book. If I'm going to make my self-imposed deadline of uploading press-ready PDF files to Amazon's Kindle Direct publishing space by January 1st of 2021. Yeah, that's the deadline. And I am bound and determined to keep it because, well, you know, I'm a little bit of an idiot that way. It's actually a pretty good technique to put yourself out there with a huge goal, tell people about it, and then feel the pain of, oh God, I guess I gotta fulfill that goal because I told them about it. That's kind of what I'm doing here tonight. So I got to work on the book. What am I going to work on? Well, I started a new section last night, and let me take you on over to Scrivener, the application I'm actually using to write this book. And you can see I've been messing around with my little picture-in-picture. It used to be round. Now it's square. I think I like the square better, to be honest. So I'm going to leave it like that. And you can see the main window here is where you write the book. And then over here is the sections or chapters, whatever, however you want to think of it. And first thing I'm going to do is change this from a red flag, meaning you haven't written anything in here, to a yellow flag, which means you've started writing, but it's not done yet. Rotating. I got to look at writing. Videos. Video site. Ding, ding, ding. All right. Sorry, I got distracted a little bit. And so I wrote this stuff last night, and I need to keep going. But I need to back up and read where I was. So if you're a podcaster and have ever been in a room with a bunch of people you don't know, and suddenly one of them turns around at the sound of your voice and says, I thought that was you, and you have no idea who they are, but they are treating you like a long-lost friend, then you really know the power of finding the right stage for your completely true, completely you voice, audio oriented voice. But that's not the only voice stage out there. Voice style or stage out there. And again, I'm not talking about specific social media channel because they come and go with the tide. Instead, I'd advise you to think about all the channels. I advise you to categorize all the possible channels out there into a relatively small list of style stages. Okay, I'm going to keep that out, but it's not the only voice. That's not. Ability, voice possibility out there, possible, potential. Seriously, there any consider. Seriously, there aren't that many consider, and they are all based first principle really. But that's not the only video voice possibility out there. And again, I'm not talking about specific social media channels because they come and go with the tide. Instead, I'd advise you to categorize all the potentials out there into style stages based on primary media type. It's a short list to and none of them have lost their power or are going away anytime soon. What's your best style stage? In a perfect world, we'd all do everything perfectly. But it's not, and we don't. However, every single person on the planet has a talent that fits one of these style stages better than the others. And by the way, just because you put your primary focus on one, and by the way, just because you put your primary focus on one does not mean you ignore the others. In fact, you'll probably be employing many and even all the also brands in supporting roles for in order to attract, in order to brands in important roles in order to support your primary style. Say, how's so? What's your primary? Take a look at this list and take a close look at this list and your talents, comfort, and take a close look at this list and your talents, and pick one as your number one. And don't forget there can only be one number one. Video, audio, still imagery, photography, illustration, text, writing, review and recommendation. No, so video, produced, edited. That's what we should do. Produced, edited, posted. Livestream. I'm going to do photography. Graphic. Design for graphics, writing. Short form, long form, book length, book series, review and recommendation. The fly, live stream, yeah, on fly, live stream. And maybe these aren't. This list is in no way exhaustive. You can see where with this, but you can see where I'm going with this. On your very best day doing the thing you were born to do, you're one of these things more than the others. For example, on paper and option R, RE, the May, paper and resume. I'm a writer. But yes, but that's not my completely true. Brand nature. total truth be told, I'm a born performer. Have been ever since I got my first laughs during a teacher's conference at Emmanuel Lutheran School in Valparaiso, Indiana. It was one of those teacher in service days where they had a speaker come in to introduce teachers to the idea of using what I now know is theatrical improvisation. That was to engage children. I was one of a handful of kids they brought into be involved in one speaker's theater game. One of the speaker's theater games. The game was simple. In front of us, he lined us up toward the back wall of the gymnatorium. Back wall of the gymnatorium, and told us that we could create any room we wanted by taking a make-believe piece of furniture into the room. Only rule was that once a piece of invisible furniture was placed in the room, it stayed there, and no one could walk through it, or place another piece on top of it. Now, let's see, when would that have been? He's Leonard, so fourth, third. No, I think this was. I think that was in third grade at the time. So that would have made me let's go. How old are kids in grade? Let's just do that and see what comes up. So in grade 3, you're 8. Maybe. Okay, 8 years old. That would maybe around 8 years old. Yet, and yet, a half century over, half century later, I can remember it like it was yesterday. We kids started playing the game. One kid created a door and walked through it with what appeared to be a poorly mimed stool, placed it down, and then walked out without shutting the invisible door. I even then I looked at that as a huge missed opportunity. Couple of other kids did their thing, placed and left, and then it was my turn. They said we could do anything we wanted, so long as we stuck to the the game. So, if anything goes, I was going to go anything good. At home, we had sliding glass door, the backyard. So I decided that the front wall facing the assembled teachers needed a sliding glass door. But first, I had to carry my piece of furniture to the front. And that piece was a little large, as in 10 foot long couch large. 10 foot long couch. Getting it there was half the battle. And teacher laughing. But getting it through the imaginary sliding glass door was the piece de resistance. How do you spell that? Dictionary, where are you? Piece de resistance. Resistance. Piece de resistance. Piece de resistance. I look at that day as fundamental turning point in life. The day before, or a kid. That day, every day since, I'm a performer. Which is a very long way of saying that in spite my resume and professional experience my default position as a human being is as I embracing audio podcast because video second gaining as you can see that I wrote the book you hold hands that not stop writing. It's just that writing blog was never meant to be my style state. Video streaming stage, but others it's like for others blogging like fast moving stream to a river to an otter. And that's my big point about, and that's my big point. If you're an otter, find your stream. Wow. Don't. Find the I'm sure we add a few more to the list. You can add a few more. Style. Stages. Find. Style. Based on completely true voice, and then focus on the stage that best presents who you truly are. What you do, most importantly, how you do it. No one is exactly like you. Not every stage is right for you. Not every stage is right for you. But when you look deep, get super honest. But when you look deep and get super honest with yourself, you're going to see that it's beyond okay. You not want to do X, but and look forward to concentrating on why. There's too much of a focus being everywhere all the time. There's way too much focus on being. Instead, be exactly who. Be exactly who you are, the way you are, but with a little extra discipline and intention. That's the way. Create the completely true, completely brand you. Something like that. Something like that. Mm-hmm. Auditorium. Video gaining fast. But as you can see by the back that I wrote this book, wrote the book you hold in your hands. It's just that writing a blog was never meant to be my style stage. About apps. Okay, we're going to leave that. I think I might be done for tonight. And I think I'm going to give this a blue flag of, I think I've written enough here. I definitely will go through it and read it again and fine-tooth it, smooth it out, and do a lot of the kind of pseudo editing I do for each of these sections. But I don't want to write anymore because right now it's at 1,400 words and change, just a little bit over that. And I have figured out that for the format of my book, which is going to be 6 inches wide by 9 inches high, a standard 6x9 soft cover book, paperback book, that the average word count per page with spacing and 11-point type and stuff like that, it's going to come out to roughly about 300 words a page. Some pages might have some graphics or photos or illustrations on it, but for the general page, 300 words. So this section right here is 1,411 words, which nicely, you can see right down at the bottom, Scrivener puts that there. And if you click on this, it'll also tell you things like, oh, this will be a 5-minute read or 5.5 minutes to read. That's nice. And my average sentence length is 14 words. It's always 15 or 14. I don't know what it is, but I am not William Faulkner when it comes to word for sentence length or paragraph length. Paragraph length, 44 words. That's pretty darn short. Not even 50 words. I might have to combine some of these paragraphs, but then again, maybe not, because I think it's easier to just really and frankly, that's one of the things too, is that you got to think as not only a writer when you're writing a book, but almost like a psychologist, because the psychology of human reading is changing. And yeah, there are a ton of people reading. Blogging is still popular. Blogs are actually getting longer, according to Andy Crestodina, who just dropped a really great 7th annual blogging report this past week. He's on the Nonfiction Brand podcast on Monday. That's definitely one you'll want to check out. But he came up with a stat that kind of blew me away, and it was something like in 2007, the average blog length was 400 words, and now it's more like 1,300 words. And he recommends that blog posts actually be 2,000 words in length, which is like, really? But that's all based on his empirical findings and stuff, the findings of his report. But this is my way of saying that having copy or having a word, a section of a book that's broken up into smaller paragraphs is actually more comfortable for people to read. You know, it doesn't, there's 1,400 words here, yeah, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like, oh, here's a section that is actually 129 words. Here's one that's 99 words. So again, the reason I'm getting that 44 words is because of all these short sections. So really, like if we say this is my low side, average is 70 words. This is 79 words. This will be probably double that, 180 words. This is probably my average right here, 91 words. Another one, 99 words. So it looks like 90-ish words is my paragraph length, which, you know, is neither here nor there, but it is indicative of how I write. You know, air it out, let people have these little chunks rather than this entire page of dents, which can make it very hard for people to get into. Anyway, I'm done for tonight because I've been doing this for 51 minutes now, and that's cool. So I'm gonna hang this up for this evening. Thank you so much for helping me out by making me come down here and work on this, because if it weren't for you, I'd probably be upstairs lying on a couch watching some TV. But instead, I'm down here getting my book done. So thank you very much for that. Once again, I'm DP Knudten for the Nonfiction Brand podcast. A new episode comes out on Monday featuring Andy Crestodina of Orbit Media Studios down in Chicago, Illinois. What a fantastic guy, really, really smart. And we talk all about his 7th annual blogging report, which you'll definitely want to learn about. So check out episode, I think it's 111. Yeah, 111 episodes. Holy moly. Anyway, you can get the podcast wherever you get fine podcasts for free. Just search for Nonfiction Brand. Look for this lovely image, the Nonfiction Brand, and then the picture of me in black and white, and you'll be looking at the right thing. And that's the podcast that I would love for you to take a listen to. If you do listen to it and like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to it, refer it to other people, but most of all, can you do me a real big favor and give it a starred review wherever you get your fine podcasts for free? That really helps other people find it. I'm asking you to tell the truth, but I'm hoping that you like the podcast. That's it for me tonight. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, theme music, take us on out. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.